Hi there, Mac here with my 31st video for Wyrmberg Games, and today I'm going to bring you a shelf tour. For Booktube I've done a couple of shelf tours now. They seem to have gone down quite well, so I thought, I've got games on shelves, let's do a shelf tour. The shelves themselves are from Box Throne. I have done a video on that, I'll leave a link to that below. But we're not looking at the shelves, we're looking at what's on the shelves. So starting from the top left, we have Book Chase. I picked this up from a charity shop. It's like Trivial Pursuit, but with books. Not played it yet. I got caught up in the hype and backed Frosthaven on Kickstarter. This mammoth thing turned up. I have started a campaign. That's about it. Working my way down, I have King Domino. I have a neoprene mat for Star Realms. Cards Against Humanity Family Edition. This is Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space. A brilliant Predator in the Dark game. Cards Against Humanity, the Not Safe for Work Edition. Swirl of the Seas. A delightful tile laying game. Nice and quick, that one. A good filler. Seasons. This I got for Waterstones in Milton Keynes. I wanted Terraforming Mars. They didn't have it. And the guy there recommended this. Really glad I picked it up. But I had to go and get Terraforming Mars another time. It's a card-based game with nice big chunky dice. Dixit, the Disney edition. Mission, A Red Planet. It's spacey, racy and steampunk. I couldn't resist. Absolutely love it. Flourish, a card drafting game about making a lovely garden. It's quite a pretty one. Gingerbread House. My wife and I tried this at a Games Expo a few years back. Really enjoyed it, so we picked it up. The tile stacking game set around fairy tale creatures. Happy Little Dinosaurs. That's quite a brutal game. Mycelia. You've got to try and move water droplets to an exit. And the Mercenaries Expansion Pack 2 for Heroes of Land, Air and Sea. I'm going to paint that and incorporate it into the main game at some point. Cosmoctopus, a resource acquisition tableau builder. Race Against the Galaxy, another card-driven game. Absolutely fantastic, love that one. Draftosaurus, another drafting game but with dinosaur meeples instead. Very quick, a lot of fun. And there I've got various Star Wars cards from various games. Got Funko Pop, the Wonder Woman and Cheetah, and the original Dixit. The Castles of Burgundy, a fantastic Euro game, lots of dice involved. Cosmic Encounter, game played a lot in my games group back when we were in Bedford. Not played it since, really miss playing that one. Very complex game there, and I have most of the expansions for it, hence it not quite shutting. Cult Express, a programmable game where you try and rob a train. It's quite funny when it goes wrong. Origin, this one was from the works at a highly reduced price and really in-depth, clever game. Highly recommend that one. And we've got one Legendary Encounters, the Firefly edition. Absolutely great, even if the artwork is a bit shoddy. We've got Oh My Pigeons. This is Waterstones, a game of the month a couple of months ago, so we picked that up. Silly game, we end up flicking a dice at each other trying to knock pigeons off your bench. Happy Mochi, a simple card game, quite good and quick. Buffet Boss, this is a stacking balancing game around food. And Sticky Cthulhu, a ridiculous game with a sticky whip thing which you've got to try and use to pick up things off the table. It's utter chaos. Family favourite, McMulti. It's been rebranded as Crude, the oil game. It's one of the older style games I've got, but still really holds up well. Having an island, drilling for oil, just trying to make as much money as you can. Environmental factors notwithstanding. I have Space Crusade. This was from a car boot sale decades ago. Some of the pieces are broken, but it's still highly playable and a lot of fun. MB Games, who remembers them? Abyss, beautiful card-based game with lots of pearls in it. I have all the expansions for that, I think. Pulsar 2849, that's a point salad. Absolutely love this one. I'm a sucker for spacey racy games, and this one is one of my favourites. Spirit Island, one of the few cooperative games I've got. This was gifted to me. I don't think I would have bought it otherwise, but actually, this is actually quite a good game. I do enjoy it. It doesn't come out nearly enough. I am a Star Realms nut, and I got back to Star Realms Deluxe Nova Collection, which gives you all the original Star Realms cards, but in foil. I've said enough is enough. This is going to be the last Star Realms I'm going to get, really. I might get a couple of the extra packs, but I think I've overdone it, really, for Star Realms. But I absolutely love Star Realms. And Deranged. In terms of gaming magazine, this was a must-play, and I didn't have a game like it at the time. It's a sort of semi-cooperative with betrayal, very H.P. Lovecraft-based. Not talked about enough. Brilliant game, and I enjoyed painting the figures for that one. Unearth. This is a point break game with dice. Beautiful game, very clever, and I have the expansion for it, which is there. The Lost Tribe, which comes with these funky little guys in there. And it's one of those games that rewards bad rolls. Because normally, if you don't roll a good roll, you just sort of miss out doing anything. In this one, you still get to do something, particularly if you have a bad roll. So that's quite good. And I also backed the Dodo's Riding Dinos and Dodo Dash, a racing game. It's the only racing game I've got, but it's got Dodo's Riding Dinos. Absolutely hilarious. You throw eggs and feathers and boulders and all sorts of stuff at the pieces on the board. It is a lot of fun. And again, beautiful pieces I enjoyed painting. Everdell, gorgeous, gorgeous game. Got most of the expansions for this one. Lovely woodland creatures, but a brutal tableau building game. Bunny Kingdom, another great drafting game with lots of little bunnies that you put out on a board, trying to control areas. I really enjoy that one. I painted the cities in that one. Deep Blue, this is a push your luck game, a lot of fun, although the bag did need remaking because it was falling apart. Athenium, a game about stacking books on shelves. How could we not? Galaxy Trucker, be the fastest to build your best spaceship and then watch it get blown apart in the subsequent turns. Absolutely wacky, brilliant game. An oldie but a goodie, Agricola, classic worker placement, not enough turns, but means it's over quick, very satisfying. The gorgeous Takanoko, which comes with this lovely panda, which is a right bastard because he's eating a bamboo you're trying to grow. Excellent game. And King of Tokyo, brilliant dice chucker, and I have quite a few of the expansions for that. Back to the top again, we have the Events of Orgmore for Heroes of Land, Air and Sea, the Guardian Heart of Gamelin, which was a special one for kickstarting the expansion stuff, and the Battle Booster box to allow for more players and gives you a bit more variety as well. I have a Space Marine in a box that I might make at some point, possibly. And we have two Find Its. These are full of beads and then lots of little things are stuffed in there and you've just got to shiggle it around to try and find these items. Quite entertaining. Ecosystem, beautiful game of laying out cards in the right way. And having watched Will Wheaton play this on tabletop, I couldn't resist getting Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards Rumble of Castle Tentakill edition. Absolutely bloody awful artwork. Hilarious. Another card-based game there. Meeples and Monsters. Tabletop Gaming Magazine said this was really good, so I got it. And yeah, it is. Really enjoy it. So a worker placement game where the inhabitants are literally wooden meeples. And so are the monsters. Marvel Champions. Another game I was gifted. Got given the original one, which is just below it. But this is the Mad Titan's Shadow. It's another cooperative, try and beat the bad guy card-driven game. So I got the original, had to pick an expansion or two or three. Went a bit nuts actually, and then not really played it since. And then upside down, I got the Nomads mini expansion and Mercenaries expansion pack number 3 for Heroes of Land, Air and Sea, all ready for being painted. Splendor, another classic game, resource acquisition, and Familiar Alchemy. My wife picked this one out. I can't imagine why. Absolutely beautiful. Another resource set collecting game. Tiny Towns, a bit like Tetris, but building a city. Great stuff. Stuffed Fables, another cooperative one with a bit of a story involved, and it's a campaign. We have played it a bit. Again, another one for my wife, and particularly for the figures in it, which I enjoyed painting. And of course, we couldn't resist getting the expansion. And another classic, Ticket to Ride. I got the Europe one, which I consider to be the best of all the Ticket to Rides, but that's my opinion. Really, really strong entry-level board game. If you want to start playing board games, this is a brilliant place to start. Highly recommend it. I kickstarted a Worms, the board game, and I got the collector's edition. If you remember Worms on the computer, this is the Worms on the board, and it's just as wacky and zany, and lots of wonderful figures that I got to paint, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, absolutely love the game. A lot of fun. And Dead of Winter, another semi-cooperative and zombie survival game with a traitor, potentially. Brutal game. I don't think anyone's won this yet, but I do like this one a lot. It's very stressful. And Smash Up. I got the big geeky box. I know there's a bigger geeky box with even more in it, but don't play it really enough to justify it, and I'm aware that there's a whole bunch of expansions that I haven't got yet, but I have got a lot of them. I got, again, I went overboard with it a bit. But a good card-based game, Point Break. And Black Angel, another worker placement game with nice chunky dice, spacey racy, got great table presence. Absolutely love this game. I wouldn't recommend it if you're new to board gaming. And then underneath I've got my Heroes of Land, Air and Sea with the Pestilence expansion. I also have the other expansion as well, but I've emptied it out into these two boxes. I'm trying to get it down to one box, but there's so much stuff. I'm not sure if I will be able to. Huge boards, lots of wonderful figures in it. Spent ages painting them all, And then, of course, I got all the little expansions, which I now need to try and do and incorporate. And as it says on the box, you explore, you expand, you exploit, you exterminate. Get to do a bit of everything. And at the top, go old school with that same theme with StarCraft, the board game. Absolutely love this game, one of my favourite games of all time. And on the top of there, I have started painting them. I've done all of the taverns, and I'm halfway through the Zerg. And I've got the Protoss to do once I've done that. I think they look absolutely fantastic. Really enjoying painting those. I've got that one. And then underneath we've got Warriors. I've got then the Quarterfax expansion. This is a dice builder game. You get card building games like Star Realms, but this is a dice one. A lot of fun. Quite straightforward play. Got expansion to Dixit, Harmonies. We got bored with the same old cards, so I swapped them out. And I think actually a lot of the original cards are now in that box for that reason. And here I've got 5 tribes with the Whims of the Sultan as well, because they couldn't all fit in the same box. Another classic, great game. I have all the expansions for this one, but you don't necessarily need them. Dice Hospital. You have 6 dice, you've got to make better. Brilliant stuff. Love it. And a brilliant game, Wingspan. Another great place to start if you don't know where to start. Gorgeous cards, particularly if you like birds. And we also got Wyrmberg, which is exactly the same but different, and with dragons. Seriously, they are different enough to actually want 2 separate spaces on the shelf, not just a facelift with dragons. There's a new one called Finspan, which we might have to get as well, because that is different too. And underneath, Yamatai, another gorgeous game, another Days of Wonder, which was 5 tribes and Ticket to Ride. I almost auto-buy when I see Days of Wonder. Another gorgeous game with a very Eastern theme and lots of lovely boats. Photosynthesis, very clever one around light and the angle of light and trees growing and all the rest of it. I have the nighttime expansion as well. And back to Days of Wonder again. I've got Small World, Underground, Overground and all between. I've got most of Small World, certainly all the races and powers. Some of the extra gimmicks I haven't got, but I have got most of it. Brilliant game. It's a bit like Risk, but better and quicker. In fact, it's almost nothing like Risk at all. Ekitor, bit of a spur of the moment, this one. Set around Vikings invading each other, simultaneous play, with a very interesting combat system. Yeah, pretty good. Potion Explosion, set collecting, but with marbles. Carpe Diem. This is a lovely little game of building Roman villas, but quite frustrating too. And Berserker, War of the Realms. I picked this up from the works, played it once. Gorgeous artwork and everything, but it just sits there. And you can't go wrong with old school Settlers of Catan, or nowadays it's called Catan. Another great place to start, but arguably they're now better board games since. And you can't quite see it because it's so dark. In fact, I'll move my plastic protection out of the way. Schaffhauser, another cheap game from the works. A brilliant economics game, but yeah, the artwork is a bit dark on it. And played a couple of times. I suppose it could potentially go. And Guards, a Discworld board game. A lot of fun if you like Discworld. Not the best game on its own though, but as a Discworld themed, I can't not have it really. Final column, we have Twisted Cryptids. All 4 boxes of it, so there's the original, there's the 2 expansions, and there's all the extra stuff that I got with it. And Yeti or Not literally turned up this morning, which I wasn't expecting at all, but there you go. Fun little game around Yeti, Bigfoots and things, and people trying to find them, but you're trying to control where people are. And there's a Star Realms, Rise of the Empire. In fact, I think that was the latest one I got. I thought, no, I'm going to stop now. I've gone too far. XCOM, the board game. I grew up with UFO Enemy Unknown, XCOM Terror from the Deep, and Apocalypse and all that. I have played the revamped XCOM. I don't like it nearly as much, but I have got the board game. This was from our local comic book shop relatively recently. It's second hand and really eager to play it. Haven't done so yet. Risk StarCraft, went to Collectomania and said, I'll buy everything that I see that's StarCraft related. So I did. This was it. This was the only, in the entire Collectomania, this was the only StarCraft thing there was. It's Risk, but it's got StarCraft involved, which can't go wrong. Robot Quest Arena, done by the makers of Star Realms, and a fun programmable robot battle game with some really cutesy robots in it. Gods Love Dinosaurs. If you haven't tweaked by now, if I'm not a sucker for spacey wacy stuff, I am for dinosaurs. This is a great ecology game. Sorcerer Endbringer, the sequel to Sorcerer, and actually has a campaign in there, as well as extra characters. Isle of Cats, one of my wife's favourite ones. It's a tesselecting game of collecting sets of cats. Actually gorgeous. We have a couple of expansions for that in there. Munchkin Quest. Basically, it's the Munchkins, the board game. Bit of a dungeon crawler. A lot of fun. Haven't played it for years, though. Clank in Space. A deck building game where you also move around a board trying to steal stuff and get away before the bad guy comes and gets you. A lot of fun. Highly recommend it. And I also have the expansion Armageddon in there as well. And we also got Clank Catacombs, based around the same sort of thing, but you don't have a board as such. You have tiles which you lay out as you play the game, and so the board is different each time you play it. Arguably better than Clank in Space, but it's not in space. Underneath that is Dinosaur Island Totally Liquid, which incorporates both Dinosaur Island and the expansion. Basically, it's Jurassic Park, the board game, but without Jurassic Park on the label. Brilliant stuff. Worker placement, resource management. Seven Wonders, another classic. Good place to start. Card drafting game. Up to 7 players, simultaneous play, so you can't go wrong with that. Another one of my wife ones, Flamecraft. Gorgeous game of sending your dragons out, shopping for ingredients to then cast spells and earn favours. And the original Sorcerer. It's a card-based game, a bit like Smash Up, but you smash up 3 decks instead of 2. Really, really dark theme though. And Stone Age, the worker placement game. Good place to start for worker placements, set around the Stone Age. And game number 1 is Terraforming Mars. I got it in the big box because I have pretty much all the expansions you can get for it. It's a great engine building game where you terraform Mars. That's not quite all, because I've go to the bookcase to the left. I have game mats. I've got one for Lorcana, Tiny Epic Cthulhu, Tiny Epic Zombies, Tiny Epic Crimes, another Lorcana. That contains Keyforge decks. And then under here, I've got a starter set for Dungeons and Dragons, which my boys showed a bit of interest in. Not interested in myself. My brother knows I like games, so he got me Pooh Bingo. Thanks, bro. Railroad Inc., the yellow box and the green box, with Electricity and Eldritch mini expansions. Minecraft, the card game. Jacopo's Crystal Hunt. Selfish Disney Villains. Selfish Space Mini Edition. One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Rumble in the House, that's a really fun, quick game. Claim. Some tie-in novels to games. So I've got Terraforming Mars, In the Shadow of Deimos, and Keyforge, the Qubit Zirconium. I've read that one. Elephant Wooden Jigsaw, Octopus Wooden Jigsaw, and a whole box of Keyforge. Because I ran a Great Games group, they sent me this to give to my guests, and then COVID-19 kind of happened, so that died. And most of the tiny epic games from Gameland Games, I'm not going to read them all out, but I have almost all of them and their expansions. Hey, That's My Fish, Cthulhu Gloom, Story Cubes of various types, Pierce for Pizza, Sea Salt and Paper, that's a fun little card game, doesn't take up much room. Fallout Shelter comes in the fun lunchbox. This is around the Fallout Shelter app, and it basically is literally the board game version of the app. Had fun painting those figures. And the Tree Dragon Society, another of my wife's ones, and again based around a book. Underneath, in Pride of Place, is a place for all my books. Another one of my wife's. Star Trek Lower Decks Buffer Time. It's a bit of a basic game, but I couldn't resist. Pocket Hive in a bag. Sherlock Holmes Teddy. That actually came from the shop at 221 Baker Street in London. Nuka-Cola bottles for Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Don't have it, but got the bottle caps. Boss monsters in the back there. Citadels, Mag Blast, Expedition Altiplano, Dodo-esque, and the expansion Cherry Blossom. A lot of fun. And Asterix, the card game. And then we go over here, we have Elements, Res Arcana, Herbaceous Dice, Space Base, that's a fun one that comes out a lot. 8 Minute Empire, nice quick one. The original Herbaceous, the card game. Epic card game, Star Wars customizable card game, 2-player starter deck for the original and Hoth. Star Wars, the deck building game. It was Jigsaw, and game for my birthday last year. Space Agency, another spacey racy one, but with cats. A lot of fun. Got Gifted, The Big Bang Theory, the party game, never played it. Colour Chess, Chess Plus, Minecraft Buildings and Biomes, and Unspeakable Words, which is a fun letter game. And round here we go, where we have most of Villainous, Marvel Villainous, Star Wars Villainous, all the other Villainesses. I think some of the couple of the later ones we haven't got, but we've got most of Villainous. Expansion for the family edition of Cards Against Humanity, which is still in its shrink wrap, and Ghost Tell. That's a fun point break game where you scare guests of a hotel. Zombie Kids Evolution, a great legacy game. Starfinder Beginner Box, got that for the boys, and that's Zombie Burrito. And then into our cubbyhole of shame, we got Clax, Septima, and Critter Kitchen, none of which we've played yet, although that one I can imagine is going to get played very soon. Finally in here we got things like Sushi Go, Taka goat cheese pizza, Munchkins. I've got Space Munchkins and Munchkin Cthulhu. I've got the big boxes to hold all those in. We've got various fluxes down the back there. Basic Castle Keep. And then a pillowcase with virtually all of Carcassonne, zombie dice, and bananagrams. Games new enough, so new I haven't got them away yet. Century Eastern Wonders was my birthday present this year. Turned up very recently in the post. Everdell Silver Crossed, which I did an unboxing for with my wife. And my son's Halo Flashpoint, which is down here for reasons I'm not entirely sure. So there we go, there's my tour of my box throne, bookcase over there, and the unit down there, and the other unit in the corner. So there you go, I hope you enjoyed that. I do have a fair few games now. I would say 95% of them have been played. Some not as much as I'd like, but life gets in the way. So comments down below what you thought of that. If you'd like to see an unboxing of any of those, a close-up, explanation of rules or anything like that. Obviously there's plenty of people out there on the internet who have done their own. But if you want me to do one, I'll see what I can do. But as usual, if you have nothing nice to say, then please keep it to yourself. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe and other YouTube things if you want. And until next time, see you later.